On this episode of Scotty's Garage, I'm going to fix the trans in Dad's ute again. Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. And if you got this far, reach down and click the subscribe button. It's just there. Just reach down, click it, tap the bell, get all the notifications. So, you might remember a few months ago, we rebuilt the trans in Dad's ute. And when I say rebuild, I mean new clutches, new bands, new seals, the whole enchilada. I pulled that box all the way down, put it all the way back together, and it worked, all right? So you might be saying, if it worked, then why are we back here? Well, you may remember, if you watched the videos, that when I was putting in the the accumulator piston, I was like, that feels a bit loose. Okay, we'll start with our fancy new accumulator piston, second gear accumulator. It's going to be the easiest to replace. Lubed it up. Slides in there, but feels like it goes in too easy, to be honest. And there was this fancy billet unit I bought from the States, and I thought, okay, maybe it doesn't need to be super tight. But as it turns out, it's very important on the first to second shift in how the box shifts. And I think it's leaking past that accumulator piston because the first to second shift is very lazy, like very lazy. It shifts, but it's like, bleh, all right? So the box works. The box works fine. I can go and take it for a drive and do all those things, but it's not right. So what I've done, so this is what the accumulator piston looks like, all right? So there's an alloy one. I replaced the plastic one. This was the plastic one that came in it, all right? So I pulled the plastic one out and I put in a fancy billet one, which, you know, they're kind of the same. This isn't the billet one, this is just the cast one. But the billet one had dual rings, top and bottom, and cost a lot of money, but it just slipped in and out of the bore very easily. And I thought, yeah, it doesn't feel right. And it obviously isn't right because, like I said, it's very lazy on that first to second shift. So what I've done is ordered this from Summit in the States. Make sure I don't drop them everywhere like I just did. So I've just ordered this piston from the States. It's a Sonax brand, and it has dual sealing rings, top and bottom, like the billet piston that I put in there, but the seals on this are much thicker. And I'm hoping that with the thicker seals, we're not going to get any leakage past the piston, and therefore we're going to firm up that first to second shift. That is my hope. Otherwise, we're going to have to do basically push a sleeve in there and, you know, basically re-sleeve the hole that this piston slides in and out of. And it is the thing. Apparently they do it, but I'm trying to avoid doing that if I can help it. If this piston works, yay. If it doesn't, then I guess we're going to be re-sleeving it. But let's try the piston first. Now, thankfully, this is one of those jobs you can do with the trans still in the car. Unfortunately, I don't have a drain plug, so I'm going to have to do this the old-fashioned way. Loosen off a couple bolts and drain it into our pan here. Right, let's get that in position and jack it up. Got to say, I really appreciate having access to the hoist here on the weekend to do this. Doing this at home would really suck. I think my drain pan is quite wide enough. Of course, I dropped it. Come to me. Okay. Oh, I won't drop any further now. Okay. Tip that into there. Right. So the accumulator piston hides up under this portion. So it's behind the valve body. So we're going to have to pull the filter off, which is just 3 screws, and then take the valve body off. We don't have to even take it all the way off. Basically, it's just got to drop down enough that we can get the piston out, then put the new piston in, and away we go. So yeah, 3 flat bladed screws there for the filter, and then these little 7/16 bolts. Shouldn't take too long at all. There he is. All right, now the parking sprawl's hanging off the shift linkage there. But there's our piston. Now it's got a built-in blocker rod, so I'm going to have to fit the old blocker rod back into our new piston. But hopefully I can slip that up in there and it'll actually feel tight, where this one, she slips in and out very, very loosely. Not great. All right. Right, so here's our piston, nice red anodized aluminium. So we've got a thin groove and a thick groove on both sides. So for the upper portion, we've got to put the thick O-ring on first. That's the rubber. It's like D-shaped. So slide that on there. Really hope this works. Basically, this big rubber ring should give it enough friction to, and basically seal it well enough to stop any leakage past the piston, and therefore firm up our first to second shifts. Say that 5 times fast. All right, and then we've got a more standard ring up the top, like so. All right, same on the bottom. So rubber D ring on the bottom. And there we have it. So we get our 4 sealing rings on our piston, ready to go. We'll just whack a bit of lube on them, just some transmission fluid really, and then we'll slide it up in the bore. So new piston, old piston. This one cost me probably double what this one cost me, but anyway, this one's a bit loose. There's the blocker rod I was talking about before. That came as part of the shift kit that I originally put in the transmission. So, and this one's got it built into it. So, yeah. Anyway, let's do a test fit and see if this thing's going to be actually somewhat tight and sealing. Hopefully. All right, here we go, the test. Well, definitely got some. Yep, it's going to be tight. In fact, I've got to really sort of push it up in there. So might as well get my blocker rod on there and get it in there proper. Okay. Of course, now it's tight. Might have to put some Vaso on it or something, just to get it past that lip. Just don't want to damage that seal. The seal is important. Let's see if we can dig up some Vaseline. Right, well, now that we've got a bit of lube on there, it should be good to go. So let's just slide her on up in there. There we go. There we go. It's tight. That's what we want. All right, so that should move when there's pressure applied to it, up and down. I mean, it's tight enough that I can't pull it, and I'm at it on an angle, but you know, it's tight. It's going to be fine. Should have some nice firm first to second shifts now, not those soggy Sayo shifts that had before. All right. All right. Valve body back up. Send it. See how she goes. All righty. Okay, so you go up in there, and you slide up like that. There we go. One for you. One for you. And one for you. All right. Well, this is just a reverse process of pulling it apart, so you don't need to see that, do you? No. Alrighty, let's put it back together. Okay. Alright, we'll torque it up, and it's basically job done. Let's go test it, but we'll torque it up first. Okay, so all torqued up, ready to go. Let's throw some fluid in it and take it out for a road test. And wouldn't you know it, bloody starts raining, doesn't it? So I guess we're not test driving it this afternoon. Ah, what a bugger. All right, still, I'll get the trans fluid into it, make sure it's all good to go, and then when it dries up outside, we'll take it for a test drive, make sure it's right. But I don't see why it wouldn't be. That piston is nice and tight in there now. So we'll see how we go. If it dries up in the next day or two, we'll take it for a test drive, use that to finish off the video. Otherwise, we'll see you on a future episode of Scotty's Garage. Okay, so it stopped raining. Time to test. Okay, still a bit damp, so can't give it too much, but you know, see, it spins. And shifts nicely. Shifts just fine. All right, let's try manual shift just to make sure. So before it was very lazy on the shift, and I think it was to do with the leakage past the piston sealing rings. So shifts just fine. Shifts really well. That's exactly what we want. So don't you love it when the plan comes together? Yes, we rebuilt the auto. Yes, we had an issue, but we did diagnose the issue, bought the correct part, fixed the issue, and now the ute is, well, ready to drive just about anywhere. Has a new transmission, shouldn't flare, it doesn't flare, it shifts really nice. That's what I want. Now I want to dyno it with the carbion that's on it. It's got an 800 on it now instead of the 650 I had before. If we dyno it with the 800 on it, see if there's more power to be had, and if there is, take it to strip, see if we can get that 12-second quarter. But that's all going to happen on a future episode of Scotty's Garage.